Good morning, dear students of class 8. Today in history class, I am going to discuss with you the another part is consequence of Battle of Boxer. So in last video, we have discussed about the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Boxer. Now today the consequence of Battle of Boxer. What is the meaning of consequence? This is the meaning of result, you can say. So, what was the result of the Battle of Buxar? The Battle of Buxar exposed the weakness of the Indian rulers. That means the Battle of Buxar, it was opened that the Indian rulers were too much weak. The Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha were given to the British. Now, what is Diwani rights? Diwani rights means that right to collected the taxes, okay, the right to collected the taxes behalf of emperor. So what was happened actually? Emperor was collected the taxes from the peasant, from the farmers, from the citizens. But behalf of emperor, whoever the person right to collect the taxes is the Diwani right. Okay, and those who collected the taxes behalf of emperor, and it was the reason only the Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay. This meant that, so meaning is already given, this meant that the company collected revenue or taxes from these provinces to finance all its activities, including wars and expansion in India. So, behalf of emperor, who collected the taxes? The Britishers actually. The company or Britishers, the company collected the revenue or taxes behalf of the emperor in these provinces. Okay, and also they look after the financial matter also. The collection of Diwani helped the British deal with their inconveniences. Okay, so it was actually very much helpful to the Britishers. Earlier, British had to use gold and silver brought from Britain to buy goods in India, as it had no way of gaining direct revenue from India. So what they earlier did actually, Britain, they buy goods. Earlier British had to use, they used gold and silver. Okay, and they brought from it Britain, and they go and buy goods in India, as it had no ways gaining direct revenue from India. So they didn't get direct revenue, direct access for this. The victory of Battle of Plassey, who was defeated, and actually the Nawabs were defeated, and in the Britishers were won the battle. So the victory of Battle of Plassey and acquiring of Diwani now meant that the company could use Indian revenue for its expenses. So when in the Battle of Plassey they own, and after that acquiring means they got, okay, they got the Diwani. Now after that company could use Indian revenue, then they can be able to use the Indian revenue for its expenses. Okay, Indian revenue was used for buying cotton and silk. Okay, so in which purpose they use the Indian revenue? For buying cotton and silk, maintaining army and naval forces. That means navy. Okay, sea, those who are in the sea forces, navy forces. Okay, in ship they have naval forces, and building forts and other infrastructure. So for these all reason they can use the Indian revenue. The revenue thus collected was enough for the company. So whatever revenue or tax they collected, it was enough for them. Now, Indian revenue was used for buying cotton, silk, maintaining army and naval forces, building forts and other infrastructure. The revenue thus collected was enough for the company. Okay, now it became self-sufficient and powerful. So, when they used that Indian revenue for every purpose, after that they became self-sufficient and they became very much powerful. The British East India Company became the actual ruler with revenue and military under its control. So when they get the Indian revenue and they started to use this, after that the British India Company became the actual ruler. Okay, before that they were not actual ruler. Before that Mir Qasim Mirzapur, they were ruler and they were the puppet ruler. So Britishers used them, but after getting the Indian revenue, they actually became the actual ruler with their revenue and military they under its control. That means military part also who control, Britishers control. But the British did not take responsibility to run the administration of the province and gave a small amount to the Nawab to do so. So they got everything. They got power, they got Indian revenue, but still they didn't take the responsibility to run the administration part. So they planned that they use Nawab, only they given the direction, and as per that Nawab will do the all work, and for that reason they will pay few money to the Nawab. This meant British enjoyed all the powers but no responsibility. So actually they were very clever. That's why they taken all the power, they got the Indian revenue and everything, but they will not work, they will not take any responsibility. Only they advise them, only they given the instructions. Ironically, the Nawab had no powers, but the main responsibility of administrating the province was on his shoulder with the small amount of money given by the company. Yes, so it was happened that when Britishers they not taken the responsibility and every responsibility given to the Nawab, then what happened? Then the Nawab, so that means Nawab have actually no power, only the responsibility, and as per that he got few amounts of money from the British. This cunning arrangement, that means this dishonest arrangement, okay, by the British was challenging task for the Nawab. So it was challenging task for the Nawab because he only followed their words and followed the responsibility only. He have no power at all. It is known as dual government. So this type of government is known as this when they have the both ruler. Actually one is just for showing, and one is one have the every power. So that is called, it is the dual government. The main sufferers were the common people. Is in for all this reason, who actually suffered? All the common people were suffered. Now the company had more power and authority in India. The company took land and vast sum or more money from the Nawabs of Bengal in the form of gifts. Yes. So the company had more power, company got the every power and authority. Authority means also the power, okay, or power in India. The company took land. Okay, so company taken land and vast sum or money from the Nawabs of Bengal. After that, they have taken the money and the land from the Nawab in the form of gift. So they asked for the gift, and in form of gift they got, Britishers want land or the money. The acquired wealth led to corruption within the company. So whatever money they got, actually it brings the corruption. Okay, it brings the dishonesty, or you can say the fraud work who are doing, that is the actually corruption. So however, Robert Clive himself had gained large amount of wealth for himself, for which he was brought under questioning by the British Parliament in 1772. Now what happened? Robert Clive, actually he gained the large amount of money for himself only, and which was create some questions. Okay, and in British Parliament actually asked the question against the corruption, and who did? Robert Clive himself did it. When in the year 1772 he was acquitted, but he committed suicide. So but he was released actually. So Parliament, when got that news, means he got that news that he gained a large amount of wealth himself, only for himself. So after that, still British Parliament released his, but he committed suicide when 1774, and he is the person Robert Clive. This, however, did not mean that all the officials were corrupt under Robert Clive's administration. So, but you don't think that in that time who was worked for Robert Clive, all the officials were corrupted. No, it's not like that. Many had come to earn enough to provide their families with comfortable life, but had perished due to war and diseases. Okay, so Robert Clive, I mean, many had come to earn enough money, but still actually they given, provide means given, okay, they given their families with comfortable life, but had perished due to the war, but they actually died due to the war, and for the diseases the people were died. Those who had managed to go back with large amount of wealth led a luxurious life. Okay, so those who alive at that time, they actually led the luxurious life with that huge wealth. Now let me rub this part, and then I will go to the next part. And which is our next part? Our next part is British influence in the second half of the 18th century. So in 18th century, Britishers were influenced. Okay, the company, after the victory of the Battle of Buxar, appointed residents in the company whose aim was to further work for the interest of the company by being the commercial as well as political agents of the company. Now what happened? The company, after the victory, so when company won the war and the Battle of Buxar, after that he appointed some residents in the company. Some people he appointed who actually its aim was, that means he thought that further work for the interest of the company. If they are interested in the work to work in the company, then it being by being the commercial and well as political agent of the company, so they will work for their agent only. The agents become to influence the internal affairs of the state. So they actually look after the total inside part, internal part, and try to influence the successors of the ruler and the people who would be given important administrative posts. Instead of directly attacking a state they were not familiar with, they first extended their influence through political, economic and diplomatic means. So firstly they try to extend their influence, or they try to influence them in politically, economically and in diplomatic way. Okay. company preferred direct military confrontation, confrontation in a situation where it felt its economic and political interests were under threat. So in that economic and political interest, it slowly it became the threat, actually huge threat. The rulers of Mysore, sorry, the rulers of Mysore and the Marathas were against the British. Yes, so after that, who came? The Mysore and the Marathas. They were strictly against to the British. The history during the second half of the 18th century, around Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, who were the rulers of Mysore and Marathas. So in the half of 18th century, around in that time, who came? The Hyder Ali and his son Tipu Sultan. They were the main rulers of the Mysore and the Marathas. Okay students, in next video I will discuss with you the wars with Mysore. Okay, till thank you.